get going. This is the project we're gonna do today. This is the flowering mailbox. It's really, really simple. Hi, Helen, good to see you. Hi, Pat. Pat is from Australia. Amazing, awesome, so happy you're here. Hi, Ginger. So we are gonna do this really cute little flowering mailbox. It's really simple, and we're gonna focus on shadows today and leaving white space. Okay, thank you, Tony. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Very cool. Okay, so the stamp sets I'm going to use today are the flowering mailbox. And I know this is backwards, so I will definitely let you see it when I flip the camera, okay? I know, Nancy, wasn't it? It was a little bit crazy. Okay, so the flowering mailbox, I also have watercolor foliage set 2, and I'm going to use one of the little vines here. All right, so I'll let you check that out for a second. Okay, and then we also have mini flower set. This one. Okay, this is mini flower set. And again, I'll show you these when I flip the camera, okay? So we are gonna do another giveaway today, hey! And I'll include my sample for whoever wins. But we're gonna do the giveaway, and the giveaway is going to be a watercolor set of your choice on the website. So you can go on the website. I'm gonna message you if you're the winner. You're gonna go on the website, you're gonna find, oh, Jojo! Hi, sissy! Hello! Jojo is our sister from California who now lives in Oregon. So happy. She's almost finished with her PsyD program and she's moving to Tennessee for a year, so we're sad. Okay, so I will message you if you win, and I will get the set that you want to choose on the website and I will send it to you with my sample. So in order to win the giveaway, and I will announce who the giveaway is during the live right now, in order to win the giveaway, you have to enter into the comments something that you like about yourself. So it can be anything that you like about yourself. Maybe you have really beautiful eyes, maybe you're a kind person, maybe you did something nice for somebody, maybe you stood up to somebody or for somebody, maybe you advocated for somebody. So something that you like about yourself. Maybe you like your smile, maybe you like your generous spirit, anything. Hi, Marianne, I'm so happy you're here this week. Great to see you. So it can be anything you like about yourself. Okay, and that is how you're going to enter the giveaway tonight. So, let's get started on our little mailbox project today. Okay, so, Kathy likes that she's retired, hallelujah. I'm gonna switch this, and I am going to put us onto this little overhead camera, and we will get started here. So, Lori's very organized. Lori, send me some of that, please. Okay. So, I am going to start off with my Canson watercolor paper, and this is really important if you're new, since this is a back to basics class or live. We want to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as how to begin. So good evening, Rebecca. So happy you're here. Hi, Diana. She likes her laugh. Oh, I love that. If you are just joining us and you want to enter the giveaway of a watercolor set of your choice on the website, you are going to enter into the comments something that you like about yourself, and it can be anything. Okay, so I'm going to take my little sets here. So let me just show you so that it's the right side up this time. This is going to be the flowering mailbox, and that is number 4607. Okay. Also the watercolor mini flower set and that's 5009. Okay. And then also Watercolor Foliage Set 4, and that's 5126. And I should mention that this giveaway is open internationally, so you can enter no matter where you live. Okay. Now I'm going to take my watercolor paper, and I'm going to take my very much used Mailbox. Okay. And this is a common thing that we do, and we'll use 2 markers to get a really nice gray. And if you know why we use a gray or the 2 markers to get a gray, enter that into the comments and we'll see if you know why. So for anything metal, I am going to use the brown first and the blue second. If I'm using anything that I want to look like wood, I'm going to use the blue first and the brown second. So the second one is the one that's going to show through more, okay? So I'm going to use 969, and I am going to color my Mailbox just like this. Okay. And then I'm going to go over it with number 565. And I'm going to go through like this. Okay. Make sure when you do these 2 colors, you are going to stamp it off. So you can see I stamped it off in my practice one, and I'm going to stamp it off once and then once onto my project paper. Okay. All right. Marsha is weird and goofy. She's got a weird and goofy sense of humor. I love that. Absolutely love that. Me too, Marsha. I'm a little quirky as well. Ginger loves her blue eyes. Oh, I love that. And her ability to craft. Oh, that's wonderful. I love to hear it. Love, love, love. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Cindy, you got it. Cindy, you got it. And Mary got it. Who else got it? Yes, Maggie got it. Perfect. Awesome, 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 awesome. You guys get it. It adds more dimension. Yes, Deanna. Yes, yes, yes. It adds more dimension, and it's not going to be a flat gray. So we never want a flat gray, and that's why I don't use a straight gray, because it's really flat, and I want this to be multi-dimensional, okay? So if you're just starting, make sure when you put your brush to your paper, it is fully saturated with water. So do you see these bubbles coming? It's probably hard to see. And also it wasn't as dry because I have already used this a couple times today. So when you are first using your brush after it's dry, you really want to open the bristles and allow the air pockets out. If you don't do that, you're going to get a lot of skipping in your color. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead. Hi, Carla. Good to see you. All right. Now I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to just start on the edge here. And remember, we don't... Oh, I've got something on my brush here. Oh, that's odd. I've got something on my brush. So let's see if I can't switch this out. Okay, so now I actually have a dry brush. So you'll probably be able to see the bubbles. Yep, there they are. Do you see them coming out? That's really good because that's going to give me a more consistent stroke. Okay, so I'm going to get that excess off, and we are going to now take our brush, and we're just going to start pulling some of this color out of the lines. Now I'm not tracing this line. I am just going above it for this one and just pulling out some of the color. Okay, and I'm going to leave a lot of white space on this box. But I'm going to pull some into the center and some down into the base here. All right. Already used it a couple times a day. Not sure who you're replying to or if that was for me. Hi, Barb. So happy to see you. Barb, if you want to enter the giveaway, which is going to be choose any stamp of your liking, a watercolor stamp of your liking on the website, you will enter in something that you like about yourself. Okay. So, did we just get a mass like kickoff here? Did people get kicked off? That's odd. Okay, so I'm going to, hi Roberta, I'm going to take my brush and pull out some of the shading or the shadows inside of the mailbox, because in the interior of the mailbox, there's not going to be any sun coming in. Okay, so you definitely want to add some shading into the inside of any vessel that is sort of open to the side, okay? Oh, it froze. Well, if it freezes, I will still be posting this onto the feed, so you can always watch it later. And also, I should say, if it looks a little bit blurry on here, the YouTube, actually the video when we post to YouTube, it's in HD. So you will see a lot more detail on the YouTube video of this. That's good to know. I wish I could have some of your drivenness. Me too. Okay. So now I'm going to pull out some of the shadows here. And then under here, this is all going to be shaded in. And then right under here, this is going to be shaded in too. Okay, so we have the base of our mailbox, the basic shading of our mailbox, okay? And I'm using the chest of flowers instead. Perfect, absolutely, Tina. I always say, if you don't have what I'm using, just substitute and still play with me, because you're gonna learn something, hopefully. Okay, so now I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit so I can get my palette in here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna take my 565, and this has a little bit of brown on it just from coloring the mailbox, which is exactly what I want. So if this was the straight 565, I would add a little bit of brown to this, but because I colored right over the brown on the mailbox, I don't have to, because it's already on the marker. Okay, hi Lindy, good to see you. Pat says she likes her British accent. Pat, I also like your British accent. It's beautiful. And Nell speaks Dutch also fluently, which is pretty neat. Okay, Nell, you grew up in Holland, am I right? You'll have to comment and let me know. My memory could be misinforming me. Is the mailbox current or a throwback? Jerry, the mailbox is a earlier release, but it is available on the website all the time for now. It may be discontinued at a later date, but right now it is on the mailbox, or on the mailbox, on the website, and you can snag that anytime. Okay, so I'm just deepening up the shading on the inside of this mailbox, just to give the illusion that this is on the inside. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna deepen that up. And anytime you have a harsh line, or you feel like you have a line that hasn't been as like blended out, you can just take water on your brush, just plain water, and actually go back and forth over that line with just water, and you can see how much that actually blends out your color. Hi, Regina. Hello, welcome. Hi. Oh, Renee, isn't it cute? I know, it's easy to forget some of the earlier releases. That's why I was like hoping to do some of these earlier ones, because a lot of us have them, but we kind of forget we have them. And it's fun to kind of rediscover things. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and just put a little bit deeper of a shadow down in here. And something I used to tell my students is if you were standing outside in the sun and the sun hit you, and it was at 12 o'clock noon, and the sun hit you, the sun's up here and it hit you, this is your head right here. Which part of your head would be highlighted? The top, right? This would be highlighted, and then underneath, under your chin or under your nose, you would have a little bit of a highlight, maybe under your hair if you have longer hair. So it's going to be the same thing with the mailbox. So the sun is going to hit on top, and that's where my greatest highlight is going to be on top. Well, underneath that top, it's going to be dark because that's where the shadows are, because the sun isn't directly hitting that. So your biggest contrast is going to be right here, where this is on the inside where the sun isn't hitting, and this is where the sun is directly hitting. So that's going to be the most brightest highlight that you have on your project. Okay, this is also getting directly hit by the sun. We can add a little bit of color in here by pulling some out with our brush, but we want to leave the majority of that pretty light because the sun is hitting it. Okay, what about the reflection from the ground? Barbara, yes, absolutely. I think that you would want to think about that as a more intermediate or advanced watercolorist. But when you're just starting, I want you to really focus on the simple highlight of where the sun directly would hit. But as you continue to work through where the sun is hitting and where the shadows are, you're going to start seeing, oh, I know the sun would reflect here, so I'm going to leave this light or that light. And you can do that as you get more and more comfortable. But as you're just starting, I want you to really focus on the direct hit of the sun. Absolutely, Barbara. Good thinking, though. I love that. Because you know, that's your mind thinking creatively. And that's your creative brain being like, okay, I know that, you know, we have highlights and shadows of all kinds. And I love that. I love the suggestion. Okay. If water activates the stamping, if a card gets stamped in someone's mailbox, will it be ruined? Yes, Carla, it will be. So you always recommend, if you're sending something in the mail of the watercolor variety, definitely put it in a cellophane bag, because any water that touches it will reactivate the color and it will spread. You can also seal it. I don't have like a best recommendation to seal it, but you definitely can. There's some sealants at, you know, craft stores that you can get. People have also tried like hairspray with some success. I've never tried it, so I can't speak to that. But yeah, if you're gonna send it in the mail, definitely put it in a cellophane bag. Great point. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my my little vine. Okay, I'm gonna take my vine, and I am going to color this with number 177. Okay, number 177. Yeah, if anyone has ideas, go ahead and put it in the comments. Krylon, cool. Carla, I don't know if he's got one. All right, so I'm gonna just ink this up, and I don't need to ink the whole thing. I'm just gonna ink some of it. And I'm gonna start by putting some of these little vines into the bottom. Just like this, and I'm stamping off. So I'll stamp a dark to light variation. I'll start with one, and then I'll stamp a few more. Maybe I'll come down like that. So I've got a nice strong greenery there. Okay. And actually, let me just show you a quick example of how I did this for those of you who are just starting. So I'm going to take a blank piece of paper, and I'm going to ink this. Notice I'm not inking it using the tip of my pen. I'm inking it using the side. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more. Okay, so I can do more than 5. I'll do it again. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more. I can do more and make this bigger. Okay, and they look like different images. Okay, let's see. What's everyone saying? Am I missing any comments? If you have questions, feel free to ask, because I'm here for you. So now I'm going to take my brush, And let me show you how much I get. So I'm going to dip once right up to that little metal piece on my brush, dip once, wipe once, and reshape just gently. And I'm gonna take my brush and I am going to dab. And I'm dabbing just all around. I'm not gonna get every single leaf, but I'm dabbing all around and I'm going to leave white space. Now let me show you from the side what that looks like, because I don't wanna poke it. I just want to dab it like this. So this would be poke. We don't wanna poke it. We want to dab it. Okay. We want to dab it. All right. So that is how you're going to do your vines. And I feel like, again, I just lost a bunch of people. What is happening here? If I have stopped filming, please let me know. A little dab. Dab will do ya. Yeah, Catherine. Yes, Jerry. Okay, so Jerry says sometimes our brush is too dry. So that could be that you didn't get enough air out of your brush. So when you first start, open up those bristles like this. It's synthetic, so it's going to pop right back, okay? So open up your bristle, get that excess water off, okay? You're gonna dip once, wipe once, and then reshape it just ever so gently with your finger, okay? All right. Thanks, Donna. I just keep getting in my comments, there's like 15 people that keep showing up. It's like, for example, Ulrika, it says Ulrika's watching like 15 times in a row. So, and then it'll be like a bunch of other people doing the same thing. So let me know if something's going on, okay? All right. Teresa, I like the Connoisseur number 4 for the majority of the watercolor, the Art Impressions Way technique, and we have this on the website. But I have also used the number 1, which is great. It's got a really detailed small tip. This is not one I would say to use for every project, but it's really nice for like the little things. And then also, that's not it. Also, I've got a number 6, which I don't have right on me. So it would be a number 6 here, and the brush would be just a little bit bigger. But the number 4 is going to be your go-to 90% of the time. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Enter in the comments something you like about yourself to win a watercolor set of your choice on the website. Okay, great, Velda. Thank you. All right. Mary said it's a game changer, the dabbing. It is. Isn't it kind of amazing once you get the dabbing down, how cool your projects come out? I love it. I love the dabbing. Okay. And all right, so looks like I'm semi caught up on the comments here. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my little flower, and that's gonna be this little daisy bunch. There's one in the set. I didn't have it on hand at the moment, but there's one in this set that is really, really cute. It also has a foliage in here, but this one is similar enough. Okay, Diane says it's a great brush. I have many other brands, but this is my favorite for AI. Yes, we went through a lot of brushes to figure out which ones we liked, and there are a couple that are really good, but we kind of fell in the Connoisseur because it's just a great brush. So, okay, so I'm going to take my number 636, and I am going to, Renee, you're putting in the chat something that you like about yourself to win the giveaway, and that is going to be a watercolor stamp set of your choice on the website. Okay, yes, Mary, it's a challenge at first, but once you get it, you really get it. All right, so I'm just going to ink just 3 of them, 3 or 4 of these little flowers, and I'm just going to put them in a couple little spots around here. And we'll put them in here. And then another couple we'll put up here. And this is kind of that same technique as I used with the vines, the stamping multiple times. Barbara. Not sure if I hit the mad face chasing a puppy. It's okay, you're good. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Something you like about yourself. I'm really getting inspired. Cindy, that's great. I love to hear that. Awesome, very cool. Okay, now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to once again dab around these little flowers, and I want to leave white space in here. Okay, so now I'm going to take, let's see, I like my caregiving nature. Oh, Velda, I like that too. Kathy likes to laugh a lot. Me too. Me too, Kathy. Okay, now I'm going to take my little stem, and this one is in the mini flower set. This one is so cute. That's this little guy right here. And this one we don't use very often, so I thought I would bust it out for you. Okay, so I'm going to use 725, and these kind of look like little berries or little buds, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to do number 249, and I will just color the couple leaves, and I'm not going to go all the way down. I don't think I need to. So I'm just going to stamp these in kind of wherever I feel like it. You know, the nice thing about this is, and I always used to say this in class, is if you stamp something in, that's just how it grew. Like, it does not have to be perfect by any means, because flowers are not perfect. It doesn't matter how much you wish your flower grew a certain way, like it's gonna grow how it grows. So if you stamp something kind of wonky, well, that's just how it grew, and that's just fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Hi, Pat. Good to see you. Okay. Oh my goodness, Kendra, my dad said I was 3 when I declared I wanted to be a nurse, and at 22 I graduated with a BS in nursing. Wow, that's awesome. That's something to be proud of. Very, very cool. Thanks, Kelly. It's a very simple project and it's so fun. Okay, so I'm going to take now number 856. I know, isn't the pink great? So 856, and that's a really bright red. I love to accept my flaws and learn from them. Oh, Amy, that's great. Perfectly imperfect. Yes, Sheila. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to put my little flag in now. And I'm just going to dab that in just like that. All right, now it needs a kitty. Yes, Renee. It does. You know, there's a YouTube video of a little bunny coming out of here, and my mom, I think, is the one that did it. But she's got like the Molotov. I was corrected. It's called Molotov, but I've been saying Molotov for like years. With the Molotov to make little dots around, and then a little bunny kind of coming out of the mailbox, which is really cute. Shanalyn. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Shanalyn. Am I pronouncing that right? I love that name. She got her new stamps, but's afraid to start. No, don't be afraid. We all had to start somewhere. All of us. And I remember several of these wonderful people have been in my classes and said the exact same thing. I'm super scared to start. And they are now flourishing because they took that first step. So if you have the goodies, no excuses. You can do it. I promise. I'm here for you. If anybody kind of feels the same way as Sherilyn, can you share how you maybe overcame that struggle of thinking you know, how do I start? Where do I start? Because if I'm honest, this is one of the most intimidating things you can have sitting in front of you when you start a new project. Like, what do I start with, right? And so once you have, at least for me, what really changed it for me is once I knew the type of project I wanted to do, if I could get the first image, like my mailbox, if I could get my mailbox stamped, I felt a lot less nervous because I knew, okay, now I can build around the mailbox. Now I can color in the mailbox. Julie, the mailbox is number 4607. It's a flowering mailbox. But it always is nerve-wracking to start a new thing, and there's always going to be a little bit of a learning curve. But all of us had to start somewhere. Even me. I had to start. And it took me, you know, a couple of weeks to really feel like, okay, I feel like I can do kind of any project now. But in the beginning, it's like, where do I start? And that's why we have so many videos for you, because it really is, we understand that hesitancy. So definitely jump in. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, it's only paper. Yeah, you can mess up. You have the freedom to mess up. And if you mess up, and I do this with quotes because a lot of times I feel like I've messed up and then I go back and I'm like, oh, I actually really like that if I look at it the next day. So keep that in mind. Don't be nervous. I encourage you to just do something really simple. Really, really simple. Even if it's just a pot with some grass and a couple flowers. You're going to feel really good the more you practice. Okay. So, oh, Mary. That's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, our videos, we really try to meet you where you are. And that's why we have the Back to Basics Now with me, and then the Intermediate and Advanced with my mom on Watercolor Wednesday Lives. Okay. Yeah, just walk away if you get frustrated, confused, and come back. Yep, love all this. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to put my bird on top of my mailbox, and I want to show you how to do that using the stamp positioner. Okay. Oh, Andrea, thank you. Yeah, Diane, isn't that funny? It always does. It's always like, okay, I'm not into this. You know, I'm like, this thing is like spiraling out of control. What is going on? And then I walk back the next day and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. I think I can work with this. But I have a hard time believing that you have those quote unquote mess ups, Diane. Your stuff is always just immaculate. Okay, so I'm going to take the 969 and I'm going to ink my little birdie. Okay, I'm going to put that onto my stamp positioner, just like that. So I nestled it into my positioner, and then I'm going to decide where I want this little guy. You could put him up here, you could put him over here, you could put him on top. But I want to show you how to use the stamp positioner, so I'm going to put him on top. Let's put him right there. That looks like a good spot. Okay, so once I have him in position, I'm gonna now pull this away. And I'm gonna huff once on my stamp and not re-ink it. But I'm gonna just stamp it right down where my positioner led me. Okay. Trust me, I do. You don't see the fails. I doubt there are too many, girl. But yeah, even the best of us, we have stuff we're not super proud of. So, yeah, nobody's alone in that. I make stuff still that I'm like, well, I'm not sure about that. Okay, is the bird with the mailbox set? Yes, Barbara. The bird is in the set. And that is this little guy right there. So he is in this set. I was wondering how to use the positioner. Oh, Shanalyn. I keep saying that. Shanalyn. You will love the positioner. The positioner is really a game changer. It was for me when I was like, I wanted to do these really beautiful, more detailed things that had to have some precision. I use that stamp positioner for that, and I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to just get his little beak colored in. Okay, when you set your mess ups aside and come back the next day, you know that the watercolor fairy visited it during the night and fixed it for you. Yes, amen, Pat. How funny. Okay. So, I know, these things are amazing. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of that 565 and I should actually get some of this brown off. This is the one I use for brown, so I don't know how much of that's going to come off. Let's see. Actually, we can put a little bit of this blue. 528, which I'm also going to use for the sky. I'm going to take my brush. Oh, sorry, Marianne, I will post. So if you lost me, you can either watch it on the Facebook feed, or if you go to YouTube, the video will actually be in HD. So you will be able to see more clearly actually the project. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of color into the bird. I don't need a lot. This is not something I need to spend a lot of time on making sure the color is perfect. I'm just going to add a little bit of color and let him be. And I can zoom in a little bit more here. Okay. And we'll put that color right in there and just blend the edges out a little bit. All right. So now I'm going to take, this is just a black detailed pen. This is a 0.1. You can use any of them that you want. And I'm just going to take this and just darken up his little eye. Because if you have animals of any kind, you really need to darken up that eye. It will bring them to life. Yes. Yep. Janet, you can use the #1 brush for that. I've just become so accustomed to using the 4. But in little details like this, the #1 would be much better. Okay, Carol, have a great night. I hope your appointment goes well. We'll be praying for you. Oh, goodness. And yes, the video will be here whenever you're ready to watch it. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of this. I'm going to put a little bit of a sky in. So I'm going to take that 528 and just a little bit of water, and I'm just going to dab in a little sky here. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. It's just going to be a little bit of a sky here. Just dab, dab, dab. Thanks, Barbara. Thank you. If you're just joining me, I'm about to draw a winner for the giveaway. If you said something that you like about yourself, you are entered in. And you still have a couple minutes to do so if you would like to. All right, so I'm going to darken up my little flag here. And the less water you use, the darker the color is going to be. So if I wipe this off completely and have it be really, really dry, it's going to give me a nice dark color. Okay. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now I know, Deanna, the sky it can be kind of tricky. It definitely can be kind of tricky. So the sky is one of those things that you just want to practice. So if you're doing a pot or something like that, you want to do like 3 pots in a row and then do 3 different skies and 3 different types of flowers, so you know how you're going to do your sky with the different types of colors that you use. But honestly, it's one of those things that's just going to be a little bit different for everybody, and your style is going to come out. It really is. Your style is going to come out, and it's going to be you. You might be able to sort of glean some inspiration from somebody else's sky that you like, but you know, it's really going to be about who you are. So don't worry if it is not like in your eyes, you know, the most perfect sky. You will get to a point where you're like, okay, I actually really like this, because it's going to start to look like something that you have made. It's going to be in your style. So the sky is really something that a lot of people talk about, like not knowing how to do. And it's really just going to be kind of different for everyone. I always sort of do it the same. I always just kind of dab it in and go with it. So some areas might be darker than others. Sometimes I might get a little bit of purple in it, but I typically will just kind of dab. But my sky, I mean, my sky has changed over the years, like dramatically. It used to be that I would put the color on and then like drip water on it so that it would sort of spread out into these really neat, different types of cloud-like cluster type things. And maybe I could show you that sometime, but it's really, really different. And I have sort of changed that recently over the last year or so. So your style is definitely going to change, and that's totally fine. So I would say mimic those that you really like, or to the best of your ability, and keep practicing. It's going to be your style. Thanks, Joe. Thank you. Oh, Georgia, you're so sweet. Okay, so I am signing my work and I'm putting a little date on it so I can look back and see how far I've come in the last, 6 months, year, 2 years. And that is that. So I have a giveaway winner. And that giveaway, and actually let me switch so that I can tell you who the giveaway winner is on the different camera angle. So let me just zoom in so you get one more little view here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. And I'm going to switch you around and see if I can do that without shutting off the live. I signed, let's see. Connie, I signed my work just using a detailed tip black ink marker, but you can sign it using a twin tone, Tombow marker, or whatever you have. Just use something that's like more of a detailed tip, because if you use a blunt or a bigger tip, it's gonna look really like prevalent, like your signature, which is totally fine, but it may be too dark. If you use like this tip, this bullet tip is way, way too big. So look at the difference between that and something that I used to actually sign it. So do you see the difference in that? So you want a really, really detailed, tiny little tip. Okay. All righty. Okay, so our winner today for our giveaway is Barbara Atwell. So Barbara, you won. If you're in the comments, congratulations. I am so happy for you. So Barbara, I am going to give you my sample that I made today. I hope she's here still. Absolutely, Diane, my pleasure. I absolutely love doing these little Back to Basics Tuesdays, and there will be many more to come. So I hope that you join me. Barbara Atwell, are you still here? If not, I will catch you in your DMs. And yes, congratulations. And she is gonna get my little sample, okay? And she's also going to get the watercolor catalog and a watercolor set of her choice. So thank you everybody for next week. If you would like to get ready for next week, I am going to be doing set 4703, and that is going to be the flower cart. So the flower cart will be next week. If you have it, bust it out and practice. And then when we get on next week, you could maybe learn something. Yay, Barbara! She's there. Awesome. Congratulations. I'm going to DM you. And so look for my DM. And you can let me know which set you would like me to send to you. And we'll do another little fun giveaway next week. And I hope you guys have a great night. It's always so fun to be with you. And I hope you learned a little something today. And if you want to watch this again, check out the YouTube. The YouTube is much better quality. It's actually in HD if you didn't catch that earlier. So you'll see a lot more of the details that I do up close, okay? So if you want to watch the replay, go over to the Art Impressions YouTube channel. It's much better quality than the Facebook videos, okay? So I love you all as always, and I will see you very soon. Mwah. Bye.